it's important to understand how misinformation works and how conspiracy influencers can manipulate narratives to their advantage. So encouraging critical thinking is vital. And it's something I believe we should all focus on. But what is just as important is empowering ourselves to think independently, without simply following conclusions, whether they come from a conspiracy influencer or even someone we trust. One issue we often see is that claims can sound convincing when they're framed with elegant reasoning or big ideas. But without clear, tangible evidence, they lose their credibility. For example, someone might say that the TikTok CEO never had a certain title in their bio. But if there's no archived screenshots or concrete proof, how can anyone truly trust that claim? Without evidence, it becomes just another statement we're asked to believe. No different from the selective narrative that the conspiracy influencer use. At the same time, we should consider how political strategies and governance work behind the scenes. It's true that mergers and large corporations often require lengthy public processes, involving regulators like the FTC. But history shows us that government and corporations sometimes use hidden tactics and plausible deniability to work on deals quietly until they're ready to be revealed. For example, think about the Watergate scandal or covert operations in foreign policy. Decisions were made far from the public's eye, and the truth only came out much later. Even in recent years, rapid legal maneuvers, private agreements, or executive orders have been used to sidestep public scrutiny. These aren't conspiracies. They're real strategies that have happened before. Look at political campaigns as another example. Election interference, like Russian propaganda during Trump's campaign, or even celebrity endorsements in Kamala Harris' campaign, were calculated strategies meant to sway public opinion. These weren't accidents. They were deliberate tactics, some of which succeeded and some of which backfired. This history shows us why it's reasonable for people to question narratives. They've seen manipulation before. That's why it's crucial not to dismiss concerns outright. Instead, we should encourage everyone to engage critically with evidence, learn how to verify sources, cross-check facts, and identify patterns of behavior. This approach helps us separate genuine concern from misinformation. But critical thinking is not just about questioning others. It's also about holding ourselves accountable. If we share information and it turns out to be wrong, we need to own up to it. For example, if someone claimed the TikTok CEO had never included a certain title, and later evidence proves otherwise, they should apologize. This kind of accountability isn't just about admitting mistakes. It sets an example that truth matters more than ego. If we want leaders and influencers to be accountable, we need to model that same behavior ourselves. Ultimately, it's not enough to tell others, trust me, I know better. The most powerful thing that we can do is say, here's how you can figure it out for yourself. And I'll own my mistakes if I'm wrong. That's how we move away from blind obedience and build a culture of accountability, awareness, and mutual respect.